The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Market Matters. Today is August 13th, 2018. Today we're going to be focusing on social media, more so on Facebook itself and sort of the ins and outs, because it is the lowest barrier to entry for busy people. And I'll let Katie go through why that's valuable, but we're excited. We're excited to kind of keep doing this every year. The social media landscape changes pretty regularly, so what works to get reach changes, and how to reach our customers changes pretty regularly as well. So this will probably be a constant for the duration of this series, for the next couple of years, and um, we're looking forward to kind of making sure that we are all running good Facebook pages and ready for any new changes that come with other media platforms like Instagram or I don't know, whatever's next after that. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, this program is this webinar series is a program of the Farmers Market Support Program from Community Farm Alliance. We work with farmers markets in the state of Kentucky to build capacity to make our markets in our state more viable for more vendors and more farmers. So our long-term goal is to create a vibrant local food system, community by community. So welcome to our webinar, and you can take a look at our website at cfaky.org. And one of the things that everyone here should be able to see, if you take a look on our website, if you go to our blog down at the bottom of our main page, you'll see an article by our presenter today, Katie Bowman, the Market Mindfulness, and it's about Facebook marketing. So here's a great resource for everyone to check out, over the course of this webinar or follow up with later. In addition, you should be able to see in your control panel on your GoToWebinar control panel, you should be able to see a handout that you can download, which is the presentation that will be, the PowerPoint presentation that we'll be going over during the webinar today. So check out cfaky.org, and a quick plug for Katie's organization, KCARD, the Kentucky Center for Agricultural and Rural Development. I'll let her do the quick elevator pitch for what they do. They do a lot of great stuff here in Kentucky. They've been great partners, and it's good to have good teammates for this work. One of the things, let's see, so I'm going to toss it to Katie here in a minute, but before we get started, I wanted to point out a couple of control options for yourself. If you pull up the control panel on the right-hand side of your screen, you will have a couple of options at your disposal. If you have a microphone on your computer or are using your phone for audio, you can raise your hand through the control panel to ask if you would like to make a comment, and I will unmute you, and you can ask the question directly to myself or Katie. Or if you would rather do a more digital submission of a comment or question, you also have an option in the control panel in a section marked questions, where you can send us a question. I'll be keeping an eye on it throughout Katie's presentation. So if you have any questions or comments that you'd like for us to address. Toss them in there, and we'll get to those when there's a good sort of moment during the presentation. So, without further ado, I would like to pass it to you, Katie, if you're all set.
I'm ready to go.
Awesome. So, Katie, take it away. Here is your screen.
All right. Thank you so much, James, and good morning, everybody. Give me one moment to get this up and running. Okay. So as James mentioned, we're going to talk about Facebook marketing, a little bit about KCARD, the Kentucky Center for Agriculture and Rural Development. We are a nonprofit funded through a USDA Cooperative Development Grant and through Kentucky Ag Development Board funds. And what those allow us to do is work with producers, farmers markets, agribusinesses, and cooperatives around the state of Kentucky, doing business planning, marketing planning, social media assistance, record keeping assistance, working through your financials, and we also have several paid services as well, including feasibility studies, business management, on-site assessments, and really we want you to succeed as a business. We want to be able to work with you and help you get through whatever issue you're having right now, or help you get started and launch your business or your market. And that's really what we're here for. And we have about an 86% success rate of businesses that we've worked with, and we really do strive to make that better every day. And so without further ado, I'm going to talk through a little bit of Facebook marketing. My role at KCARD is I'm a marketing and communication specialist. What that means is I focus on KCARD's communication. So I manage our Facebook page, our Twitter feed, our website, and I also work with producers and agribusinesses and farmers markets on developing or managing and implementing their social media and marketing strategy. And so I can work with you directly on creating a social media strategy, on figuring out the best way to implement it, figuring out who you really need to target going forwards. As you all know, Facebook has changed recently, and you've seen that through your Facebook feeds, your personal feeds, and your market feeds. They have taken a priority for community. They want to see meaningful conversation being started and stimulated throughout the posts that you're creating and putting up there on Facebook. And they really want to get away from the ad-centric Facebook that has been there for the last 18 months. They've had a lot of negative, Facebook has had a lot of negative feedback from them. And they are striving, like every social media platform, to make themselves better day by day and keep their engagement. As of now, there are over 2.2 billion people on Facebook, and they really want to keep that number growing and to make sure that they stay relevant. So they're really focused on the quality of the post and building the community, not just an audience. Of your Facebook posts that you put up there, only 7% of your followers actually see it. What Facebook does is they kind of test the waters with your first Facebook post. And so when you post up there last week for National Farmers Market Week, only 7% of the people who follow your page saw that post. If they had a positive reaction to it, so if they liked it or shared it or commented on it, then Facebook kind of opens that door a little bit more, so more followers will see your post. And so it really kind of pushes the ball in your court to have more meaningful conversation with your followers, to put up things and to post items that really draw conversation and draw reactions from your followers. And another thing that has been a change recently with Facebook is that native content gets priority over non-native content. What that means is Facebook likes Facebook. Facebook doesn't like you sharing things between platforms. So if you use the camera when you take a picture at your market, if you open up the Facebook app and click on the camera, it gives you an option to take a picture right then. If you use that, that post will get priority over if you have taken a picture previously and then uploaded it through Facebook. And so it really wants you to stay within Facebook. That's not saying that the non-native content won't get as many shares, it won't get as many followers, it won't get as many reactions. It just means that they really try to prioritize their own things. So for those of you who don't have a Facebook, you need one. I cannot stress that more. Facebook can be a time suck, but it's also the best free tool you have to promote your market. It really just takes time, and you can do it all for free. You don't have to do paid advertising. You don't have to boost your post. If I can get that correct this morning, that will be great. But it's really kind of an expected part now of having a business, is having Facebook. What's nice about Facebook too is that when you search for your market or you search for a business on Google, since Facebook is constantly being updated, you're constantly putting something up on Facebook, you're constantly getting engagement as it pops up earlier in the Google search than your website might. So if your Facebook is doing really well, it might come up as the top 3 hits for that search, whereas your website might not be until page 3. And so it's really, really needed to have a Facebook. One thing that Facebook has done, and they did this a long time ago and they've made these policies, but they're really starting to kind of hit on them a little bit more now, is a page versus a profile. So when you log on to Facebook, or when you go to facebook.com, if you don't already have a Facebook, it asks you to sign in and create a user. That is your profile. Your profile is who you are as an individual. Once you get onto Facebook, you can create a page for your business or for your market. And what that allows you to do is that allows you to see insights, that allows you to do paid advertising, to boost your posts, and to do a lot more than just what you can do on your profile page. They do have policies in Facebook that if you do have a profile that represents something other than yourself, they can go in and delete it. And then you will no longer have that. And it is very hard for you to create a page if they've already red flagged your business. And so to create a page, this is my news feed when I log into my business or to my personal Facebook, and then the create a page is down here on the left. You will also see it sometimes up here, you'll see a create button as well. So going live, there are several different ways that you can maximize your Facebook. The first one is going live. You can do Facebook post boost and you can do Facebook advertising. Going live is one of the best things that you can do for your Facebook. Because when you go live, you are creating absolutely unique content. So what you're putting up on video, just like how we're doing this right now, is new. It's not anything that has been pre-recorded. It's not been edited. It's new and it's out there and it's right then and there. So it gives people a taste of the market when you're there. It gives them an idea of what's going on. You can even do a 360 view. So if you stand in the center of your market, you can turn in a circle and have everybody see what's going on all around them. And they can move that viewpoint with their own phone. They can turn their phone and see more of the market from either direction. When you go live, you get on average 6 times more engagement than a regular post because people want to see what's going on at the market. They want to know what the atmosphere is like, what the feel of the market is, what exciting things are going on, what's the buzz essentially. And it can increase awareness around community events. And so if you have a special event at your market, or say you have you do music once a month at your market, going live can really drum up people to get there and to come visit the market. The biggest thing with going live is to tell people when you will be going live. If you just randomly pop up and go live, and no one's going to know, they're not going to subscribe, they're not going to join in and see and participate, they're just going to watch it later. make sure that you have an idea of what you want to do. Going live is great, and it gives you a lot of creativity, openness, and the ability to do things that you might not be able to do through a regular post. But you need to make sure that you have an idea in mind of what going live is going to do. So are you going to go live to promote an event? Are you going to go live to just promote the market and promote the food that's available? I went to several farmers markets last week for National Farmers Market Week. KCAR does kind of a farmers market tour of several markets around the state. In one place they had food. Are you going to go live and talk about that you can come to the market and eat and sit and shop and enjoy and just have a great morning out of the house with farm fresh food, with great people and great atmosphere? That would be a great way of going live. And so just make sure that you're broadcasting that. Tell them 3 days before, say, join us for a live broadcast at the market this week. Make sure you put out a reminder the day before, and then go live and make sure that you record it. If someone has questions, make sure that you reply in the comment section. It encourages the conversation. It makes the post come up more because with Facebook's new algorithm, it encourages conversation and it stimulates growth and it stimulates the community feel. And that's what they want to see. And so make sure that you reply to them in the section by typing out your answer, not just replying in the actual broadcast itself. So the next part that I mentioned was Facebook ads and post boosting. This is a paid service of Facebook. And it does not have to cost you an arm and a leg to do it. You could do it on a very small budget. But it really does benefit the market if you do it correctly. And it can really help not just increase awareness of the market, but also bring customers in and help kind of get new people to the market who might not have known it was existing before. So what's the difference between the two? Boosting your post, they appear more frequently and higher in your newsfeed. And so more people will see them. It comes up as a sponsored post, and you can really target any people you want. You can target it from people who like your page to friends of people who like your page, or you can choose based on location, interest, age, and gender. So if you are a market in Madison County, you can target people in if you're in southern Madison County, you can target people in Garrett County, Rockcastle, and Madison County, and then say, I'm only interested in targeting people who like food and like farmers markets. And you can target it based on that. Now, that doesn't give you a whole lot of people, but it does help make your ad more impactful for the people who it is reaching. Just keep in mind when you are creating a post boost and you are creating an ad, photos and videos with too much text don't get rated as high. They'll still be approved, but they will not get as high of ratings. They won't get shown as frequently because Facebook really tries to go on the 20% text rule. So if your ad or post and even has 20% or less text overlay, it will do better than if it has more, because if it has more than 20%, it is seen as salesy and more of an actual advertisement than stimulating conversation and promotion. It sounds a little weird, but they really do try to stick to that 20% or less.
Can you explain the 20% a little bit? I'm not totally clear on what that means. Is it?
Yeah. So if you take your picture and you split it into a grid and say you have 10 squares of your picture, if 5 of those are taken up by text, then you have 50% text on your image itself, which means that you have 50% text overlay of that image. So if only 2 of those squares are taken up with text, then that's 20%. And that's really easy math, and it usually ends up being more than 10 squares, but my brain does not generally do math. So just for simple purposes. And they have a tool, Facebook has a text overlay tool, so you can see how much of your post actually has text on it. And they really just don't want, like if you look at sales ads in a newspaper, for example, they have pictures with a beautiful picture in the background, but all that you see is the text on top. They're generally trying to stay away from that. They don't want it to be all advertised. They don't want your ads and posts to be actual advertisements. They want them to have information on them to get people to go click through them, and to kind of dig deeper and stimulate more conversation. Does that help?
Okay. So this 20% rule is for ads only?
No, it's for ads and posts.
It's for
so
posts,
if you put a post up and it has over 20% text, it will not show up as high in people's news feeds than if it has 20% or less.
So for those of you on the webinar now, if you have any questions about that or need any clarification, let us just chime in. I think I have a good grasp on it, but I want to make sure that you do too. So feel free to jump on, raise a hand, or ask a question in the question box if you have anything. If you want to sort of us to tease that out a little bit further. But we'll move forward in the meantime. Go ahead.
So how to boost a post. Generally, Facebook has, if you have a really high performing post, Facebook will ask you if you want to boost it. And you can do it that way, or once you've created a post on your page, you'll see a boost post button in the lower right hand corner. And if you click that, you'll get to choose your audience. So like I said before, you can target a specific demographic. You can target people who like your page or friends of people who like your page. You'll then pick a budget. And this is really based on how many people you want to reach and how long you'd like to run your ad or run your post boost. And you can boost a post for as little as $1 a day. So if you want to run a post boost for 2 weeks, so 14 days, and you're going to spend $1 a day, it's going to cost you $14 to run it for 2 weeks. Now, the impact, Facebook will tell you how many people you're going to impact, a rough estimate of how many people you will reach based on your budget and based on your audience target. And so the way Facebook works and the way any advertisement works is the more you pay, the more people you reach. So if you increase that to $2 a day, you will reach more people than if you were only paying $1 a day. And once you pick your budget and choose your audience, you can then boost your post. The biggest thing with boosting a post and the biggest thing with advertising, and overall the biggest thing with social media and any marketing, is to make sure you monitor and manage and review everything. So Facebook has these awesome things called insights, and if you're not already using them, check them out. They are fantastic in trying to figure out who your target customer is, who's looking at your Facebook page more, when they're looking at your Facebook page. So when is the best time for you to post something on your page? Is it 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, or is it 5 o'clock on a Friday evening when people are trying to plan out their next day? Or is it 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday when people are kind of hit the Monday afternoon blues and trying to think of something positive to go through for the week? So look at those, and especially when you do paid advertisement on social media, that will be so helpful in trying to figure out what has worked, what doesn't work, and kind of what target is the best option for you. So make sure you monitor your post and check those insights on a weekly basis. So Facebook ads are a targeted campaign. So what it is, where a post boost is something that you've already created and it's been doing really well, and you're like, I just want it to reach more people. Facebook ad, an ad itself, is created to target specific customers or specific demographics, or to share information and target a specific event that you want more people to sign up for or register for. And the biggest thing with creating an ad is to have great design and to target it to the right audience. So if you create a post about a music festival at the farmers market one evening, and you're going to have a farm to table dinner and a fantastic local music artist come out and play, you don't want to target it to people who are not foodies, they're not interested in local food, or if it's a bluegrass band, you don't want to target it to people who don't like bluegrass music because they're not going to really come. So you really want to think really hard about what you want to promote, who you want to target, and then what your budget is. Your budget is really kind of what dictates your ad itself, because the bigger your budget, the more people you reach, but also the more money you have to put up and go forwards with. And so you really want to make sure that you're thinking critically about those pieces before you even create an ad and while you're creating your ad. So creating an ad campaign, also known as creating a Facebook ad, and Facebook does a great job of walking you through all of these steps too. Whether it comes from boosting a post to creating an ad, they have ad wizards and help boxes all along the way, and they do a really good job of explaining each piece of it. So when you create an ad, you're going to create a campaign. So you're going to choose your objective. So are you going to boost your page? Are you going to create an ad for an event to get more attendees? Are you going to share a video to get more donations for your market? Are you going to create an offer? So print this out and bring it to the farmer's market and get $5 to spend at the market. What are you looking to do? And then you're going to choose your audience. So who are you targeting? And you can base that on location, detailed targeting, so based on their interests, based on their demographics, or on their connections. Are you going to target it based on people who like the page, based on friends who like the page? All of the same audience and target categories we've had for both boosting a post. And then you're going to determine where you're going to run your ad. So Facebook owns Instagram. Facebook also connects with several other websites and networks that are part of their audience network. And so you can choose where you want your ad to be ran, whether it is on Facebook, on Instagram, on specific apps, or on websites that are connected with Facebook. And you can also choose to run your ads on certain mobile devices. Now, this might not be as applicable to farmers markets as it is to more tech companies, but it is also an option that is there. And then you're going to set your budget and your schedule. So you can, when you set your budget, you're setting your budget for the total lifetime of the ad itself. So if you put in $20 and you're going to run your ad for 10 days, you're running it at $2 a day. Just to kind of work out through quick math. And that's really, as you set your budget and as you set your audience, Facebook again will tell you kind of what your estimated reach will be of that ad and how many people you're going to reach. The bigger number is not always better. You really want to make sure that your ad is going to reach the people that it's going to impact the most. You're going to give your ad a name. So if you're running an ad that is for a bluegrass band at the market, you can say October Bluegrass Music Night, whatever that might be. If you are running an ad towards a farm to table dinner, then that's another event. If you're running an ad to get donations for the market, then that will come up as well. And then you're going to design your ad, the fun part. So choose your media, whether it's a video, a slideshow, a picture, and then your text. Again, with the 20% rule, make sure that your text is meaningful and attention grabbing, and that your picture or video or your media connects with it. You don't want to have a farm to table dinner and a picture of a flower in the background. Because while they're semi-related, you want the picture to really kind of bring the people in to read the text and click through the ad itself. And then again, monitor, maintain, and measure. So the nice thing about Facebook is that you can change your ad in the middle. So if you are monitoring your ad and you find out that your audience was too specific, you can open that up. You can adjust your ad in real time. You can change your audience. You can change the wording on your ad as long as the ad campaign is still active. So if there's still money in the campaign, it's still going on, you can adjust it as you need to. Another big tip for Facebook ads is know your audience. So are they on Facebook? If you're targeting millennials, is Facebook the best place to reach them? Probably not. You would probably want to put your ad on Instagram. If you're putting your ad on Instagram, it needs to be more picture related than text related. So make sure you have great creative images on there. And then what content do they engage with most often? So are they looking for recipes? Are they looking for healthy items to create a meal for their family? Are they looking for ready-made food? And the biggest thing with ads, and the biggest thing with anything on social media, is to tell a great story. Every market has a story. Capitalize on that. Share your story. Share your producer's story. And build on your customers and your followers' interest and connections. And if you create an ad campaign for millennial moms, for example, and then you've got another ad campaign for seniors farmers market, and you're targeting grandparents with grandkids to bring them out to the market for a fun-filled Saturday, you can create multiple ad campaigns and target different demographics. Just again, make sure you monitor and maintain them. And then track the right metrics for your market. Facebook, if you look on your insights, has tons and tons of different insights. You can see when people are on their computer, when they're on their Facebook page, what % are male versus female, where they're located in the world or in the United States or in the state of Kentucky. You can find out all kinds of information about the people who follow your page. But you need to pick out the ones that matter the most to you. And same thing when it comes to measuring the metrics of your ads and your post boost is, are you looking for engagement? Are you looking for more people to interact with your brand? Are you looking for leads, so more people to know about your market and come to your market? Are you looking for reach? Are you kind of just spreading a broad net and hoping that you get more brand awareness from more people, so then that will generate more leads? Are you looking for traffic? Are you trying to drive people to your Facebook page? Are you trying to drive people to your website? And then the last tip that I have is think long term. So how is this ad going to benefit the market in the long run? Is it going to drum up more leads to come to the market? Is it going to drum up more awareness of the market itself? Is it going to get more sponsors for the market and get more people to buy in to the market itself? Any questions so far?
Let's see. I've got one question from Robin. Thanks for asking, Robin. Is it easier to create all of this with a smartphone or computer?
I would say do it on your computer. You can both boost a post. Well, I'm never going to get that right this morning. From your phone. And so that you can do from your phone. The biggest thing with creating an ad is that you want to make sure that every detail is the way you want it. And so I suggest doing it from a tablet or from a computer where you feel very comfortable creating different things.
I got a couple of relevant tricks that that's come up from. We have another webinar that you can find on our YouTube channel as well. That's about developing a brand, and we go into depth about how to develop that brand and utilize the tools, the free tools that are available to all of us. And there are a couple of really great resources for some of the stuff that we've kind of talked about today that I'm going to show you by taking the screen back for a second. So, for example, Unsplash.com is a great website with beautiful, what's the word, common, I can't remember the name, but these photos they've been provided for free on this website, so there are no copyright issues with using them for any promotional materials that you create. So if you looked up, so say let's following that a similar story that or a similar scenario that Katie touched on, which is like a farm to table dinner. If we did farm to table as a search term, this is what pops up. So you see all these beautiful photos. You have a nice little picnic table on a farm, and they're lovely pictures. So you can find something that might be relevant for um, for your event through this, and they're gorgeous pictures, right? So you can take those pictures if you wanted, and you can go to Canva.com, which is a free place to create graphics, and you can create things like this. I think I made this in one of the more recent events. So I created this farmers market weekend thing. So I took a picture and created this post, and you can create templates here. If you'll see on the left-hand side of the column, these are Facebook-sized posts. So you can create a nice graphic, put all the pertinent details, and it creates a nice, lovely little package for you to use for either ads, a regular post, or even a boosted post. So those are some of my favorite.
Canva is awesome.
This year. Yeah.
I love Canva.
Yeah. So those are my favorite tricks I've learned through hosting some of these webinars this year. If you'd like to see more of these options, I really recommend you take a look at some of the previous webinars we have. There's one specifically about branding where we go over ways to shape how you talk about your market and how you present it. And you can work towards developing like sort of a style rules so that everything that you create for ads is consistent and will help you rein in all of the options that are available to you as you make these things, so that everything looks the same. So when people just catch a glimpse of the third ad that you've run, they know just from looking at it that it's from you guys, and just that itself has value. So it's a good thing to kind of take a look at. So if you haven't joined us for the previous branding webinar, I really encourage you to take a look at it. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I'm going to give it back to you, Katie.
Okay.
Let me see. Do we have any other questions? Let's see. Why am I having such a hard time with these today? Bobby, will this info be available for us to print out and share? Yes. So for those of you who are on this call or on this webinar today, you should be able to see in the control panel on the right-hand side of your screen, you should be able to see a handouts section listed. And in there, you'll see the PowerPoint that Katie is presenting with today that you can share. You're welcome to share with everyone. In addition, this webinar is being recorded currently and will be posted to YouTube probably next week. I want to do a little bit of editing so that it'll be a little bit better of a package as a recording for people who watch it in the future. So yeah, let me see. Any other questions? So if you guys have any other questions, toss them into the question section, and we'll keep that going. Katie, let's see. Is this your last slide, Katie, or do you have more?
I've got 2 more.
Okay. Cool. I think we can move forward.
All right. The last thing I want to talk about is budgeting. So the biggest thing with creating any advertisements and paying for any marketing is to make sure that it fits within your market's budget for marketing. We never want to, no one ever wants to spend more than they can, especially when it comes to marketing. And so you want to make sure that you're maximizing your marketing dollars the best way you can. So when you create a budget with Facebook, they have certain terms that they use. So the budget is the max amount of money that you're willing to pay to have ads from your ad set shown over the period you set it to run. The amount spent is how much you've actually paid. Your daily budget is what you're willing to spend on an ad every day, and then the lifetime budget is what you're willing to spend over the duration of the ad. So if you have a ad that you're running for a month, so 30 days, and you have a daily, and you have $30 for 30 days, then your daily budget is $1. And now Facebook will not change, they won't post more ads than what $1 can bring. So just remember that when you choose your lifetime budget, when you choose your daily budget, just remember all of that. The nice thing about Facebook advertising, and this is kind of a good thing and kind of a not so good thing, is you really need to test the waters. You really need to see what works for you and what works for your market. If it doesn't work, change it up, try something else. If you boost a post and it doesn't do too well, look at your insights, see what happened. Did you just have more organic reach and it wasn't really a post that other people wanted to see? Or was it just not a post that wasn't eye-appealing to people? You really need to just test it out, see what works. I would not suggest testing it out every week. I would suggest doing a post boost maybe once or twice a month during your busy months, and then doing an ad when you need to do ads. So if you have a farm-to-table dinner coming up, if you have several special events coming up, opening day of the market, if that's a big day for you, closing day of the market, if that's a big day for you, if you do a harvest festival, whatever it might be, choose the times of the year and the types of posts that you really want to share that you think would create the most buzz about the market for your ads. And then just make sure you manage it. If you put a line item in your marketing budget, say Facebook advertising, $200 a year, I doubt you will reach $200 a year the first year. But that will give you enough money to kind of just play with it and see what works, see what doesn't work. And really kind of explore it a little bit more, because what works for one market might not work for another market. Even if the demographics are very similar, the way the markets reach people and the way that you all interact with your customers is very different market to market. So you want to make sure that you're putting your market personality out there too. The last slide I have is just contact information for me. Using social media and using Facebook ads and going live and boosting posts can really help. It can increase awareness, it can increase customers to the market, bring new people into the market, increase vendor participation. It brings up the value of the market manager. So if that's something that you're trying to make more worthwhile, then try these. Go live. Try different ad page or post boosts and different ads. And then utilize volunteers if you have them. Have them take pictures. Have them go live at the market. Have them share different posts. And K-Card can help you develop a social media strategy. I can also work with you on creating ads and finding the best target market for your ads and for your post boosts. And then we can talk through kind of an idea of an editorial calendar for the market, which is kind of just lays out on a weekly basis what you're going to share, what day, and what type of post you're going to share. And KCAR can do all of that at no charge. It's part of our funding from USDA and the Ag Development Board. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call or send me a text message, and we can get started. That's it. Any questions? James, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay, so I have one question that I'm not sure I know the answer to this. I'm wondering if this has ever been addressed through any of the resources that you've gone through yourself. Are there any resources available for people with physical disabilities, specifically sort of arm impairments? I could see
What type of resources are you looking for?
to kind of utilize the tools for social media. So for me, I'm thinking this is going to be more of a solutions for using computers. I'm not sure.
I don't know any. I've worked with people who are not very computer savvy, or who don't know how to type, or don't understand social media and aren't very comfortable with it. And what we have done and what I've worked with them on is either finding someone, a family member or a trusted friend, to work with them. And so they kind of work together as a team where one person is actually on the computer, the other person is kind of dictating and sharing what to put onto social media. And with all social media, you can schedule things. So if you have someone that can help you and sit down with you and work with you and do the typing while you do the dictating, you can schedule posts. You can create ads and then schedule them to run at certain times of the year. Facebook allows you to schedule posts up to 9 months out. I don't know if that answers the question or not.
Well, if it doesn't, I'll follow up with this user. She's in a market that we work with pretty frequently. I think there are options to sort of figure out a way to make that work. So, and Suzanne Stumbo has said that the UK has a site for farming assistance for handicapped farmers. Not sure if those resources are. Not sure if that includes media issues, but it's something. Let's see, anything else here? Nothing else is coming in. I'm trying to think of. Are there any other sort of fun tools or resources that you've come across that would be relevant for this? I touched on Unsplash and Canva, but I'm sure maybe there's someone that makes like pretty icons, or I don't know. I'm just kind of.
So there are tons of different apps that you can use. I know that they're on your phone. If you just search if you want to add text to images, there are tons of different apps. You can use Canva for that too. Canva also makes infographics as well. In their Canva for Work, which is it's not the free version, but I think it's $12 a month maybe. For the paid version. And if you're a nonprofit, you can apply for nonprofit status with Canva, and then you get the work version for free, which is a nice thing as well. I've just used various apps. I've got several apps on my phone that allows me to put font in text and watermarks on different images. And so just see what's out there. That's really all I can say. Some people prefer different apps over others, and some people don't like to use apps at all and they'd rather do it on their own computers. So it's whatever works best for you.
Okay. So, Robin, you were asking about Canva. Here's canva.com. It's on my screen now. That should be visible. Let me just make sure that it is. Yep. Okay. So canva.com is a place where you can create a design. So you start a quick account with them. You click on the left-hand side here. There's a create design. It'll give you an option of something. So you got a Facebook post, Instagram post, a flyer, all sorts of layouts that are great. So if we did a Facebook post, it would pop up and you have all these templates. So we could do, let's say with the farm to table theme, you just search for farm to table and it'll give you a couple of options right off the bat. So here's one that would work. And then we can just change Thanksgiving fundraiser to, let's say, the Berea Farmers Market. Well, why is it going backwards? That's weird. So you have a nice little fall toned Berea Farmers Market fundraiser. And then you can pick the time down here. And that's ready to go. Easy peasy. You can also upload images if you want, which is why I kind of brought up the Unsplash. But you have these nice things that are quick, easy. Somebody with a design degree has already created them, so it's a nice place to refine or pick things that will look nice and ready to go. Woody has a comment. Woody likes to use the Ripple app, RIPL. Make short, eye-catching video with photos. Ripple will share completed posts to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Oh, that's cool. Let's check out Ripple. We're gonna do some internet surfing together. Bobby, it's unsplash.com. Unsplash, you see here. And that is for stock images that are free. So Ripple. Oh, I have to sign in. So I'm gonna skip that, but it looks like it's similar to Canva. But that's cool. So these are things that are worth playing with. There are people making really nice things, and for the most of us, for what we do, the free tier is probably good enough. But eventually there will be a value in paying for it. It just sort of depends on when that would be for you. So thanks for that recommendation, Woody. Any other questions, guys? We're closing in on an hour now, so speak now or forever hold your peace. Awesome. Okay, well, Katie, any parting shots? Not parting shots. Parting words of wisdom?
I don't have any. If you need any help or have any questions, feel free to contact me directly, and I can help you the best I can. And just let me know if you have any questions.
Great. Well, thanks everyone for joining us today. And I will, I'll get with the user that asked about sort of accessibility needs. And for everyone else, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you found some value in our presentation. I love feedback, so feel free to email me at james@cfaky.org. And if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. And let's make Facebook our I don't know. Let's make Facebook the tool that we need it to be. So thanks everyone. Have a great day. And thank you, Katie, for taking the time to speak with us.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.